Welcome, Abby Lindy, former pharmacist turned health coach. And in this series, we are going to talk to a bunch of amazing people that were once pharmacists. And there is something that I just love so much about the kind of people that become pharmacists. And there's something about pharmacy right now that it's just really tough. And there's a lot of challenges associated with it. And so what I'm seeing is a lot of my colleagues and friends are exploring side projects and passions and pivoting, and in many cases, leaving pharmacy. And so I thought it would be really fun to connect with them, learn about their journey from pharmacy, out of pharmacy and back for some of them, and just really see what kind of interesting fun we can have with that.
All right, so I am excited today. We have Dr. Tamar Lawful here today. She is a pharmacist and certified nutritional genomics specialist. She is the founder and CEO of Lyfe Balance, and she helps women with metabolic syndrome through her program Inher Glow, I think is how we say it, right? Yeah. She helps women with metabolic syndrome prioritize themselves, get healthier, and get off medications, which just makes me so happy to hear. I love that. And I cannot wait to talk about all things that have going on. So is there anything you want to add about yourself before we kick off here?
No, I think you covered it all, Abby. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So first of all, I always start off these interviews with kind of a basic question. How did you originally decide to go to pharmacy school? How did you decide to be a pharmacist?
My mom, I was raised by a single mom, and we are immigrants from Jamaica. So I came here at the age of 4, and growing up, we always relied on a lot of herbal and nutritional type things to get healthy, for medicine. If we're sick, we really use medications. But as a child, I really got sick. I only remember being really sick one time. I didn't know what a pharmacy was, anything. I never had to go. So when I became about 14 years old, my grandmother got really sick. She had lung cancer. So my mom sent my brother and I back to Jamaica to see her. She was dying. And at that moment, I said, I need to help. I want to be able to help people like my grandmother so that she was suffering, so that they're not suffering. So I had a conversation with my mom about the type of careers I could have that would help someone like my grandmother. And she's a nurse. My mom's a nurse. And she said, I don't really recommend nursing for you. Mama knows best. So I said, okay.
Yeah. Whatever you say.
We went through engineering, biomedical engineering, different things, and landed on pharmacy because from conversations, and then she had me do my research, I learned that with the medications, I can help people feel better, whether it's pain or even help cure their diseases or manage it. So I said, that's the way I want to go, because it didn't put me directly in front of the patient that's suffering, which I was terrified of and completely uncomfortable being at that time at 14 years old. The thought of being in a room with someone again, going through that, terrified me. So as a pharmacist, I can still help without directly being there in that space. So at a young age of 14, 15, that's when I decided that's what I'm going to do. And I really want to know how these medications work. So I went into a program, pharmacy program at the University of Sciences in Philadelphia, and 20 years in, I'm still a pharmacist.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love and enjoy being a pharmacist, being able to help people. But somewhere along the lines in my career, I started feeling unfulfilled, in the sense that I wasn't really helping my patients. And this revelation happened at a time I was a transitions of care clinical pharmacist. And I would see patients with diabetes, heart failure, high cholesterol, and they routinely came back to the hospital, despite me at discharge, counseling them, going over their medications, with encouraging them to limit your salt intake, focus on this many grams of carbs a day, make sure you exercise, 30 minutes, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
They would still come back. So I had to ask myself, am I really helping? Am I really helping? And how can I actually really help patients or people in general with these conditions get better?
I can totally relate to the word unfulfilled that you said. I had the same exact experience in the community setting where I had to like take a good hard look at myself and my practice and say, okay, am I helping people how I actually want to be helping people? Am I helping people? So I called it, I was out of alignment. But that I can totally relate to that. So how far into your career as a pharmacist did this kind of awakening or whatever you call it, did that happen?
No, this happened about year 13 of my career.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I noticed in year 9 is when I realized, hey, patients are frequently coming back to the hospital. What can be done? So I said, transitions of care. So I did a residency, and at the hospital, I was already at year 9 of being a pharmacist.
Wow.
And towards the end of the residency, they said, we want to start a transitions of care program here. And so they interviewed for it. I was highly interested in it. So they gave the role to me to build this transitions of care department. And it was good. We had success, but it could be better. And I felt that I was being reactive versus proactive.
Yeah. I want to go back to the residency thing really quick, because I think that is amazing that you were practicing for 9 years and then went back and did a residency. A few years, let's see, it must have been 6 years into practice. I had a moment where I was like, okay, I need to do something. I'm either going to go back and do a residency or a fellowship, or I'm going to have a resident at my site, which was relatively uncommon in the community setting. It still is relatively uncommon in the community setting. So I ended up going the route of having residents and being a preceptor for residents. But I had that in the back of my head. I just love going to school. I don't know how you are. I just love learning. If I could get paid to learn, I would do that. So residency sounds fun to me.
I was reluctant. I wanted to do it, but at the same time, of course, I was hesitant. I'm like, I'm 9 years in. Yeah, I'm competing against these new pharmacists, and so I have to take my pay cut.
Yeah.
they don't consider, you've been a pharmacist, we'll continue paying you. Right. No, you take that pay cut to go down to be a resident. So there was a lot, but I did a lot of preparation financially to prepare for that residency experience. And I absolutely enjoyed it. It gave me different perspective than what I was already doing and practicing as a pharmacist, the importance of research and relying on the research out there as well.
Well, it makes sense to me that you would be the kind of person that can shake up your career if you're willing to go back and do what it takes to, figure out what you want to do and become an expert in what you're wanting to do. So I just think that's really cool. Okay, so that's how you became a pharmacist. You practice as a pharmacist. And so how did you start to train? And one more thing I just wanted to mention. So you identify still as a pharmacist.
Yes.
Currently. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're still practicing as a pharmacist. It's funny.
I love it.
I know the whole identify as thing right now. Right. I personally am going through a bit of a phase where I'm like, I don't really identify as a pharmacist right now. I'm really working as a coach. And yes, my skills build upon what I know as a pharmacist and my 11 years of practice as a pharmacist. But I really, right now, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm a pharmacist.
Well, it's like different hats for me. So when I'm at the hospital, I'm a pharmacist, but I feel you when I am health coaching with my ladies, with the women, I see myself more as a health coach. I do use my pharmacist skills for those that have the medications and then the supplements and so that hat comes on. But in that setting, I see myself more as a health coach.
Yeah. It is like hats, because I probably could put the hat back on and do it. And right now I just don't want to, I guess that's what it is. Okay. So, talk to me about how you started to kind of expand beyond, kind of the typical practice of pharmacy.
It started with my own health. Honestly, I mean, granted, I wasn't diagnosed with any medical conditions, but I knew where it was going. I knew where it was going. So, I lived a very hectic life. I was the kind of person that I always had to have something on my plate. You know, I was to the point where I'm engaged, pregnant for the first time. And now not only am I on the board of one nonprofit, but I'm on the board of 3 nonprofits, and I'm still working full-time night shift at a hospital. So I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was gaining weight. I was always tired. I just didn't feel good, and I was stressed. So something had to change, and I had to start focusing on myself. And I realized that a lot of it comes from self-love. You know, we're prioritizing everyone else before ourselves. We need to give ourselves a little love and self-prioritization as well. So that's where life balance really comes from, because it stands from love yourself first every day. And I said, you know what, I'm going to create a business where I coach women to prioritize their health, to love themselves first every day. And by doing that, they can start prioritizing their health once they recognize they need to. That is part of that self-love.
Yeah.
And so through Life Balance,
That's hard though. Yeah.
It is hard. It is hard.
Because you can know that that's what you need to do. That doesn't mean that you can just like do it.
But I know it's hard. And that's why some people need coaches, right?
Totally.
Whether it's life coach, health coach, whatever it is, you need that extra support. And along the way, you're aware you need to do something. One, you may not even really know how to go about doing it.
Yeah.
Right. And then once you start learning what you have to do, you need that support along the way to say, hey, you can do it. Keep going.
Totally.
Because what do they say? It's 30 days to make a habit, but 90 days to make a lifestyle. Right. So the first 30 days, great, you made it, but I'm going to keep supporting you and encourage you some more, for 60 more days.
Because you can do anything for 30 days. Like I could check off 30 days worth of anything. That does not mean that it is now part of my lifestyle. And
exactly. So we need to make it our lifestyle to love ourselves first and not feel guilty about it, whether we're moms or caretakers, and especially women in the healthcare field. We are innately, our innate desire is to help others and take care of others. And rarely do we even think that, oh, I need to do something for myself first. Until you crash.
Right. Probably until you can't take care of others anymore, then you finally comes back around like, oh, because I'm not taking care of myself. I would imagine that's a kind of a trigger or a pain point that a lot of women probably finally gets them to think about taking care of themselves first. The whole oxygen mask thing, right?
Right. You don't put the mask on the baby first.
Yep.
It's you. And then that is exactly right. It is a huge pain point with the clients that I have. Yeah. So I find.
So you started working with women in that sense. You founded a new company and you have a program. Maybe talk a little bit more about your program that you have within that business.
Great, sure. My program, the Inher Health Program, I named it Inher after maybe a year.
And you heard me mispronounce it, or not mispronounce it. I think it's like a play on words, right? Like
exactly. So say Inher. It doesn't matter.
And then I say it wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, we get the point. Inher glow, because I named it that because my clients truly have this glow that when they start getting healthy and they start putting themselves first. So it's like that inner glow. They're getting healthy from inside, and that health, that glow just shines through to them. So I said Inher Glow would be perfect for the name of this company. And in the program, what I do is I have a five-phase system that I put them through to focus on different aspects of their health and make lifestyle changes. It's a 90-day program, and I have an option of the program where they can use nutrigenomic testing. And then there's a non-nutrigenomic testing option for those who may not be comfortable with DNA or genetic testing.
Sure.
But with the nutrigenomic testing, those are the clients that actually get the results. because the test, they start seeing, oh, this is what's going on with me. And then not only that, they get specifics on what type of foods they need to eat to readjust certain things with their genetics, and what type of exercise, type forms of stress management will be best for them, and even supplements that they may need. And I like what you
So
said.
those are all
because
things that you're able to get, like genetic testing that will tell you what is best for each individual person. That is cool.
Definitely, with the program, with the company that I use, their genetic testing is they're very specific with that. And so because of that specificity with the test, my ladies are like, oh, this is me. This is what my genes are telling me. So I better get to it and work in accordance with it. So the clients, I have to say, that take the nutrigenomic testing, they are more compliant with the program and get the best results. So whether it's weight loss, getting off medications, that's been my initiative as well. Not only for them to start putting themselves first with their health, but get off those medications, because some of them we can do without. You know, just focus on your nutrition and lifestyle changes and you can get off of them. Less side effects. You know, you're saving some money. Yeah. So that's been a definite plus for me to see some of my clients be able to get off their medications.
That's really cool. I just get so excited when I hear people helping others get off medications. That's like, just makes my heart so happy. That's one of my favorite things. I had a question about the genomics piece. So tell me what you think about this. So I find that when clients have like concrete data about like, this is what will help you most, or this is what actions to take because we know this based on genomics or whatever we're testing, that it allows them to, like, number one, trust it more than just like, well, Dr. Lawful says I should do these things.
Exactly.
They're able to trust it a little bit more. And then also I find there's a little bit less of like shoulding and shaming, and a little bit more of like, this is just what's best for me. I want to do this. Has that been your experience working with clients?
That's the exact experience, Abby. Yeah. That's the exact experience. And because you know, we can definitely guide them without the test on the habits that they should have for nutrition and lifestyle.
Because there's like general foundational things that we all can be doing better. Totally makes sense.
But with the test, now we're personalizing it. We're customizing it for them specifically. And I do group coaching. I only do like private one-on-one, like 2 clients a year, but group coaching. So in the group, they're seeing that, oh, you know, Cindy had this, you know, result, and she's working on this with her nutrition and lifestyle changes, and I'm working on this. So they see that it is different. It is different. Versus if they did a Google search, they would get the same answer. They will all get the same answer, depending on what website, or they'll get confusing answers.
Well, they'll get like 79 different answers and have to pick which one they want to try, right?
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so do you do the coaching in the groups yourself? Do you have anyone else on your team, or are you doing all the nutrition coaching, the genomics coaching, all of the things?
I do all of the things. So I have different services. My plan is to expand, hire some pharmacists on in the future, near future. And so that, you know, because I'm only one person, and the impact that I have made with the women that I've worked with, this can be grown exponentially by having other pharmacists use this tool. And then I also believe a lot of it is credited to the protocol that I do use and put the women through to guide them through the process of making these changes in nutrition and lifestyle. So being able to share that protocol with other pharmacists as well, something that they don't have to do the thinking. I've already done it. Just check this out and see how it works with your clients. You know, so that's something that that I am working on doing, to be able to hire other pharmacists onto the team.
That's exciting. So you're working right now on being able to not just work directly with clients, but to be able to teach other pharmacists who are feeling unfulfilled and out of alignment in their current practice, to be able to help transform these women's lives. That's cool.
That's right, Abby. And my Raise the Script program, that's my program for pharmacists. Yeah, so my Inner Glow is for the health coaching. For my niche is the women with metabolic syndrome, and then Raise the Script is for these unfulfilled pharmacists or pharmacists who, they want to do something different, something innovative that's actually going to help, that's actually going to be proactive. It can be reactive in a sense as well, but actually getting results with your patients, helping them get better. So that is my Raise the Script program.
Yeah, I like the name. That's fun.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
yeah, well, a clever name helps. It looks like you're good at clever names, so that's, I feel like, a useful skill set. Is there anything that your training and your experience as a pharmacist over the last 20 years, like anything that specifically you think makes you especially good at, running your program, coaching, maybe even teaching other pharmacists? Anything that you've brought kind of from your past life into this kind of world?
Yeah, I would say I'm great at creating programs. I'm great at creating it, from building things from scratch. And I have this vision of what needs to be accomplished. And then from A to Z, I can map it out in very much detail. And for some reason, I enjoy doing it. So
there are many people who do not enjoy that.
I enjoy doing it. And then, so I think that, because I was doing that before residency, when I was working in a pharmacy in a hospital, I would see things, I'm like, oh, that could be improved. And I would make these PowerPoint presentations and then send it to my manager. And he was like, what? I already did the work for you. I already did thinking for you. Here's the problem. Here's the solution. And this is what we can accomplish with it. And they absolutely loved it. So I took that on with me for residency during the residency process, which helped as well. And then when I did the Transitions of Care program and now developing my health coaching program and the pharmacist consultant program. So I don't know if you call that a visionary or what, but I would say I have the visions of definitely what healthcare can be.
Yeah.
And my ultimate goal is to really make an impact on the lives of patients so that they don't have to rely on medication. Because in a sense, I feel like as pharmacists, we've really been in the industry or the jobs of maintaining illness. Whether it's managing medication therapy, managing it is not in its essence of getting them off of it, but just making sure it's safe, that the one that they are on is safe. Deprescribing, yes. But at the same time, what are we doing so that they can potentially not have to be on these medications, not because there's a side effect or a drug-drug interaction, but legitimately, they do not have to be on this because their health has improved. That's where I want to go. That's my vision for the future of healthcare, to start thinking in that way.
To me, that sounds so common sense. It shouldn't be that is so innovative and revolutionary, but it is, unfortunately. It is. And one thing I get real fired up about specifically, and this probably comes up if you're working with people who have metabolic dysfunction, is this idea that people who have diabetes, they're really just told that they're going to be able to manage their symptoms, slow the progression of all of the downstream effects. Hopefully we can delay needing, the super serious, God forbid, it's things like amputations or whatever, but like, it's bonkers to me that people are not even told, like they don't even know that it is reversible, it can be put into remission, like that you don't have, it's not a chronic progressive disease in all cases. It just fires me up. I get so mad about it.
I feel I'm right there with you, Abby. They do not know. All the women I have spoken to that have diabetes that are in my program did not know that it could go into remission or be reversed. They didn't know that they could get off of their medications. They pretty much just accepted the fact that eventually they're going to be on something else.
Yes.
And that's why I talk about like health, like empowerment, right? Empowerment. And I don't call the women I work with patients, I call them clients, because the terminology patient in their mind, the mindset, it is Like, you're going to take care of me. You're going to help me get better, Dr. Lawful. You're going to tell me what to do. And because you tell me what to do, everything's going to be okay. No, I tell them you're my client because you need to be accountable for your health. My goal is to empower you to take action so that your health can improve, because I can't do the work for you. You're my client, not my patient. And that's part of it. They have to realize that the power is in their hands. They are in control. They can be in control of their health.
I love that. I love that there are more healthcare providers spreading that message. It makes me so very happy and relieved. It's funny because I don't know if you experienced this. When I first was starting to kind of dabble outside of the typical pharmacy stuff, and this is almost embarrassing to say, but like, I thought I was the only pharmacist going into the like health and wellness space, and then you quickly realize and are quickly humbled that that's not even close to the truth, and that there are all these amazing pharmacists doing all these amazing things. And it's really like, heartening to know that like pharmacists are so super smart, they care so much, and that we have so many pharmacists in this space. It gives me hope that like we might actually be able to change things kind of on a more, systemic level rather than just the one at a time, which is why it's awesome that you're going to be, training more pharmacists, bringing more pharmacists into this world. That's amazing.
Yeah, there are tools that we can use to get these results. And it's my pleasure to be able to have the opportunity to be able to teach others that. Indeed. Yeah.
I'm curious about the training that you had to do initially around nutritional genomics. Is that what your certification is in? Talk to me a little bit about that. I love to learn more, and I love to do more classes. So I'm probably signing up for this.
Yeah, when you originally said that, I was laughing because I'm the same way. If something interests me, I want to soak it all in. I want to learn more. I want to learn the studies and the research behind it. So before I did nutritional genomics, I realized that nutrition is where it is. It has a huge impact on our health. So I actually studied ketogenic nutrition first, got certified in that, and put myself on keto. I was like, what? I lost weight? I couldn't lose weight I had a baby. It's been 3 years. I couldn't lose 1 pound. Prior to her, I was able to lose weight easily. Got on keto, it dropped. But not only that, I felt better. I had more energy. My allergies were disappearing. I could think clearly. It was so much better. But within my studies of ketogenic nutrition is where they talked a little bit about genomics. And I was like, what? Genomics? What is this all about? Our DNA? So that's when I started getting interested in nutrigenomics. I used it in my practice for about 1.5 years, 2 years, before I decided to gung-ho just become certified in nutritional genomics. So the process of doing that, I go through the American Nutrition Association. It's a self-paced course, but you have a certain limited time to complete it. You take a test when it's done, but then you also have to submit case studies. So I used my clients as case studies and focused on some of the genetic markers that we really want to focus on when it comes to nutrition, and evaluated and analyzed their genetic markers and what that meant for their health, and what I did, what was done, what the plan was, nutrition-wise, lifestyle-wise. So I learned so much in that nutritional genomics program, and to me, it was a valuable investment for myself and my business as well, and definitely an investment I made for my clients.
That's awesome. So did you do your ketogenic nutrition specialist through American Nutrition Association also?
I did. So nice. Yeah, you too? Yeah.
Yeah, big fan. Also big fan. Yeah, funny. Okay, cool. Well, that sounds really fun. Is there anything that's like on your list that you want to like learn next, or like classes that are like on your wish list that are maybe coming up next?
I'm at a pause. I'm at a pause.
That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah, I'm going to take some time off the learning thing and focus on what I now claim is my specialty, which is nutritional genomics. I'm going to eat it all up and read everything about it and continue staying in the loop. And I would love to do research, being involved in research related to nutrigenomics, nutritional genomics as well in the upcoming future. Yeah.
So fun. Okay, cool. So if other pharmacists are listening to this, how can they like find out more about what you're going to be offering related to like them being able to do what you're doing?
Oh, definitely. They can visit raisethescript.com to learn some more and get in touch with me. As soon as you go into that website, you will see an option pop up to get your copy of the Mastering Nutrigenomics step-by-step guide for the Pharmacist Comprehensive Guide to Establishing a Cutting-Edge Practice. And in there, I pretty much go over my 3-phase structure of what I teach in my course to help establish your practice in nutrigenomics. I don't go into the nitty-gritty of nutrigenomics. That's what the program is for. That's what I'll teach you about. And so raisethescript.com, or if you want to email me with any questions, you can reach me at
we can put all the links in the show notes. Maybe say it. Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted you. Say it, and then I'll also get it linked in the show notes.
Okay. Or if you'd like to contact me directly, you can email me at drlawful@thelifebalance.com.
Awesome. Okay, amazing. Well, it was really fun to get to talk to you and hear about your multiple programs. I'm really excited to kind of see where that all goes. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Abby. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome. It was so great talking with Dr. Tamar Lawful today. I am so glad we got to connect. It's really inspirational to see another pharmacist taking the nutritional genomics and just running with it, both with clients one-on-one and in a group, as well as helping other pharmacists do that too. So that's just so amazing. So just want to like highlight, if you are a woman with metabolic dysfunction and you want to learn how to prioritize yourself and get off of medications and feel amazing, make sure to check out her Inner Glow program. And if you are a pharmacist that is feeling unfulfilled and out of alignment, you actually want to get back to that place where you feel like you're helping your patients, make sure to check out her Raise the Script program. I cannot wait for more pharmacists to be in this world. Enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe.